Hey everyone, how are we? Um, just doing a quick reading tonight. I wasn't actually going to do one tonight, which I won't be able to upload it until tomorrow, so sorry in advance. But it is Saturday night for me, so had a busy weekend. I've been away visiting family, so I've been driving all day. But I was really sort of drawn to do some quick messages tonight. I sort of couldn't decide exactly what I wanted to do for this particular reading, but so I think we'll just sort of get started and just chuck on in and sort of see what comes up for everybody. Um, so I'll just sort of be asking just for some general messages to come through tonight and see how we go with that. Um, I do have one of my brand new decks with me. I am waiting on a couple of others to come through as well. But this is the Lenormand of Japan deck. So brand new deck. I have, been working with it for the last few days, clearing it out. And so I'm excited to sort of see what messages it brings out for everybody today. Now, make sure you leave a comment if you would like to be in the running for a free personal read. I will be, picking someone out from random, obviously, when we hit 100 subscribers. So we're like a quarter of the way there, guys. So make sure you comment and subscribe to the channel. Help get us off the ground there. I really would love if I could get the messages to the people that need to hear it. So, if it resonates with you, or if not, leave me a message and let me know what you think about the style of reading. Obviously, I do use the Lenormand as my main decks. I am learning tarot, so I might be incorporating that here and there. But I do really love my Lenormand. I've been doing them for like over 20 years now, so they're my go-to. I do have an oracle deck with me tonight as well, which is the magical messages from the fairies Doreen Virtue deck, I believe it is. Yes, the Doreen Virtue deck. So it's got some really beautiful messages that come on through with that one as well. But yeah, like I said, we'll just sort of get on in and see what comes out for everybody. And I can always sort of go a bit deeper, tomorrow or the next day, if we do have anything in particular coming out for everybody. I would really love you guys to let me know what readings you would like to see. Like, would everyone want a career reading next? Family connections, or would you guys just prefer that I stick with my tried and tested? I do sort of specialize in the love readings, but I just want to make sure I'm keeping it fresh for you guys. I will be doing some random readings coming up soon too, because I've got I've just been feeling the urge lately to do a few readings for people that will probably never ever see the readings. But if you guys are interested in watching me do a reading for, like some of my favorite YouTubers or people that are in the public eye there, let me know who you'd like to see me read for, and we'll see what we can do. Obviously, if it's a person that I have no clue who they are, that's probably even better, because I'm just going to be working with their energy if I am allowed to access that, of course, and see what comes out. See if we can get some predictions for upcoming things happening for people. So I would love to actually do that as well. So I will be doing that in the near future for some random people that I would like to read for. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you leave a comment and let me know. I'm happy to do, personals. I do have my email in the description box. If you would like a personal, let me know and we can sort something out. Not a drama, but I'll get straight into it. I've already yammered on quite a bit there. But yeah, so Aries, we'll start with Aries. We'll start at the top of it. Everyone sort of goes Aries through to Pisces there. I do like to mix it up a little bit, but tonight I'll just go from the top, I suppose. Although I think technically some readers do say the top is sort of Capricorn, because that's the first sign of the year, having a January placement with that Capricorns. But I'm a Capricorn myself, so sometimes it works for me to start at Capricorn, and sometimes it really doesn't. But we'll see how we go. Starting with Aries tonight. Once again, obviously, I'm just in a chatty mood, apparently. We'll see what's coming out for Aries tonight. Okay. Like I said, the Lenormand of Japan deck tonight. I do have the oracles there as well. So what general messages would you like to give to Aries tonight? Okay, so we do have the cross. As you can see there, he's digging a giant cross in the sand. And the mountain card as well. You guys probably can't see there, but you know, these are written in another language. So, but it's just I do, you know, I know my cards, so we can work with what we've got, and the imagery in these is actually really beautiful and unique to this particular deck as well. There is actually some extra cards in this deck as well. So if they do pop out at some point, we'll be able to talk about those as well. But with the cross and the mountain there, that's definitely, you know, you're in this stage of climbing the mountain. You know, the cross sometimes, especially with the mountain, can talk about burdens that you're carrying, you know, like obstacles that have sort of blockages that have come up, possibly when it comes to your spiritual self, you know, or your religious self, as it may be. You know, the cross does carry that spiritual, religious imagery with it as well. But with the mountain there, yeah, definitely some sort of resistance going on at the moment for you, Aries. So I will grab another card and see if we can sort of see what that's really all about there. But yeah, it does feel that for just the vibe I'm getting off that there, my intuition sort of telling me that, you know, I do talk a lot about, you know, you've got to climb the mountain to get to the top and see your way clear. It feels like what you're doing at the moment, Aries, is you're digging a hole. Instead of climbing the mountain, you're digging this hole, and you're placing these burdens on yourself. And you know, you don't need to be placing these burdens on yourself, because the mountain actually does have that really strong vibe of opportunities. You know, once sometimes you do need to put in a bit of hard work to get to the tops of these mountains. And yeah, once you're up there, clear sailing the whole way back down, you can see what path to take from there. You know, so maybe feeling like we're just putting in a little bit too much work at the moment, maybe focusing too much on work at the moment, you know, rather than stopping and looking around and, you know, smelling the flowers, so to speak. But I'll grab a clarifier for us here. Okay, the cross and mountain for Aries. What is that in regard to, please? And advice for that, please. Okay, so the clarity card for that there was the crossroads, the path. It is called in some decks. So the path, the crossroad. Like I said, yeah, once you get to the top of that mountain, you can see what path to take to get back down. So it really feels like we are looking at, you know, some challenging decisions at the moment, and maybe that's where you feel like you're digging this big hole, putting in some hard work, trying to decide which path to take, where to go from here, sort of a thing. You know, so that really is talking about choices and decisions that you're making at the moment. I feel like there's an element that, yeah, you're digging rather than climbing at the moment with those choices. You're sort of letting them be more of a burden than they need to be. You know, so I would especially once I see the advice for you there, definitely following your heart when it comes to making decisions, following your heart and intuition, rather than allowing yourself to get stuck in that, you know, that head space where you're just overthinking and overburdening yourself when it comes to making these decisions, Aries. For your advice there, we have got, this is one of the brand new cards for this deck. This is the Yes card. Okay, so that's just kind of saying, yes, just make the decision. Whatever your intuition tells you, just, yes, do it. It is a, a positive based card. And once again, there we have this snake. So the snake does talk about, temptation and those sorts of things. So it's sort of, yes, follow the temptation, like whatever your intuition wants you to do, follow your heart. Like it really is sort of talking about, just, I feel making those decisions, from a more emotional, desirous place. Okay, the snake can a lot of the time talk about desire and ambition. So, if you are trying to make a difficult decision at the moment, think about what the best possible outcome could be, and the best, if even if it's maybe it involves taking a little bit of a risk, but head towards the best possible solution, and just jump on in with that decision. If you're unsure about something, I feel like that's sort of like just telling you, yes, follow your true desires, and I feel like there's a bit of a speed with that decision there in the advice as well. Yes is a very sort of fast impacting sort of word, so it's kind of just saying, yes, do it, and just do it, like regardless of which choice you make. With the path, it does sort of talk about whichever path you take, you're going to end up to where you need to be either way. So even if you are a bit unsure about which road to take, just jump on in and do it, I feel, for you, Aries. I will grab you a oracle there as well, the magical messages from the fairies. What would you like to add to that advice for Aries, please? Okay, so we have the emotional healing card there. So that does say, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, you have probably done a fair bit of emotional healing lately. And, that's why it's telling you to, trust your heart, trust your decisions. There is a strong trust element with the cross coming through as well. Trusting in the universe, trusting in God, whatever it is you believe in, trusting in that. I feel like you've done quite a fair bit of emotional healing, and so your heart will lead you in the right direction as long as you listen to it. Okay, so thank you very much, Aries. Hopefully, I'll see you all again very soon. But like I said, just doing a quick little reading tonight. So I'll jump on in to our next sign of Taurus. How are we, Taurus? I'm just doing some quick general messages, seeing what comes through for you tonight. I do have the Lenormand of Japan deck here. Beautiful new deck. I do have a few more decks on the way, so I'm just waiting for them to all come through. Very excited about that, obviously. I have quite the collection now of the Lenormand decks. Taurus, what's coming through for Taurus? What general message does Taurus need at this time? Okay, so Taurus, I have just pulled this exact same card as the first position for Aries also. So if you do have Aries placements, that little reading might be relevant to you also. So we have the cross and the woman. So for you guys, I feel like this is, yeah, actually talking a bit more about the spirituality side of the cross there. So that does really talk about, your spirituality and your religion, if you are religious. Obviously, whatever you believe in sort of being quite important to you at the moment, and that feminine energy coming through is quite important as at the moment as well. So I feel like, whether you are a female or you're a male, thinking about what that feminine energy means to you, and sort of really focusing in on that at the moment, and being a bit softer with yourself, I feel as well. You may be having things that are feeling a little bit, like a cross to bear at the moment. But the more that we're sitting in our feminine energy and giving that softness back to ourselves as well, the more that will help lift those burdens. Okay, so I will grab some clarity for you, and I do have the oracle here as well. So clarity for Taurus for the cross and woman, please. Okay, yeah, so we have the clouds there as well as the key card. So the clouds really does talk about, in this particular deck, it's probably more about that confusion element. So, you know, whatever this cross you are currently bearing, whatever burdens you feel like you currently are under, they're probably to do a lot with, you know, your thoughts at the moment. You probably are in a bit of a confused state at the moment with, you know, where you're going to find success in your life, and which road to sort of travel when it does come to finding that success for yourself at the moment. So the key really does talk about success, and it does overshadow any sort of negative thinking as well. So it's really reminding you to, you know, look for the silver lining in the clouds there. You know, thoughts are what you make them. So, you know, if you're thinking successfully, you will start to see success with whatever venture it is that you're taking. But I do feel that there is a strong element of overthinking at the moment, Taurus. So we'll get some advice for you, Taurus. Some advice for Taurus, please. Okay, so we have the fox and the mountain there. So cute little fox in this deck, isn't he? But yeah, so in this particular deck, it does actually talk quite a lot about your sense of independence and the boundaries that you put up around yourself. And with the mountain there as well, I feel like you are probably being a little bit hard on yourself when it comes to these like to your thoughts. You know, you're making things a little bit more challenging for yourself than necessary. The fox is actually quite a, you know, once again, a thinking card as well. So it does have that element of, you know, thinking about things more smartly. So when we go back to the clouds energy there, you know, and I was sort of saying that, you know, your thoughts are what you sort of make them, whether you want to think positive and if you think about success, it's just sort of letting you know that, you know, there is an element within your thoughts at the moment where you might not be thinking the, the smartest about something. You might be prone to making quick, rash decisions at the moment. You know, you are sort of a little bit, you know, halfway up the mountain, I feel. You're not quite at the top yet, still needing to sort of make some quick changes with your thoughts at the moment, and think about things just a little bit more, you know, I can't find the right word for you, but, you know, just thinking about things from a more logical aspect, maybe, I feel is coming through with that particular one. But like you do have the success on the table, the key there, opening doors for you. So you're quite close, I feel, to the top of this mountain. And once you sort of straighten out your thoughts a little bit, you're going to reach the top of this mountain, and then you'll be able to see your way clear. You know, the mountain really does talk about obstacles being disguised as opportunities. So, you know, everything that might feel like an obstacle now, once you can actually see your way clear of the obstacle side of it, you might be able to start seeing the opportunity for you in those things as well. So I'll grab you a oracle. I've got the magical messages from the fairies deck here. What further information would you like to give Taurus for advice for that, please? Okay, so we have the love life card coming out. So this overthinking aspect may be directly related to your love life at the moment. The basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So like I said, feeling like we're quite close to the top of that mountain. So it's just that perseverance, straightening out any thoughts, thinking about things a bit more logically at the moment for you, I feel, and then you will start to see those doors opening for you. Yeah, I think that's and with the cross card as well, I would just like to clarify there that also has a strong message attached to it of trusting yourself, trusting in whatever you believe in. So stop and think about what you believe in, and just trusting and help clear that mental confusion out a little bit, and think about things just a little bit more clearly and cleverly at the moment. Okay, so I'll just move straight over to Gemini. Gemini, how are we? Just doing some quick messages tonight. So I am sort of speeding on through the signs tonight, but just wanting to sort of see how everyone's sort of going, and you guys will let me know, what sort of particular aspects you would like to see. Would we want to hear about careers or your family life, your love life? What is it that you would most like to hear about at the moment? Let me know in the comments, and you'll go in the running for that free personal reading as well. So Gemini, general message for Gemini, please. Okay, so that's a pretty clear message, Gemini. We've got the dog and the ship coming on through there. So the dog talks about friendship, and the ship talks about your ships coming in, travel, adventure, those sorts of things. So your message is, like I said, it's pretty clear actually straight away. So Gemini, spending time with friends. You might be traveling with friends at this time, or you might be seeing some really good fortune coming through within friendships. But friendships being a bit of a highlight for you at the moment. There is a really strong sense of loyalty and compassion with the friendship card there. And like I said, with the ship, that sense of adventure as well. So, if you do have someone who has been in your life a long time, as a friend, I feel like now it might be the perfect time to go see them, or have them come see you. They might pop up unexpectedly with that ship there, because that ship is pretty quickly as well. So, but it's quite important for you at the moment to maybe surround yourself with some friendship, get some good support and advice if you need off a good friend. I will grab you some clarity and advice there, but friendships, the word of the day for you guys. It's, like I said, it's a pretty clear message. I can't really expand on that further. It just sort of says, friend is coming on in. So clarify the dog and the ship for Gemini, please. Okay, and then advice for Gemini, please. Okay, so to clarify that message, we have got the sun there. So, the sun is one of the happiest cards in the deck. It does sort of, shine down on you, and reveal that friend that's coming in. It does bring a lot of prosperity and warmth as well. So I feel like this is a really solid friendship, whether they are already a solid friend, or whether that's something that's going to be revealed to you, how great a friend somebody is to you, or how great a friend you are to somebody. That's definitely coming on in for you there. That sort of everything out in the light for everyone to see that you and this person are actually, you know, have this solid friendship, and it there is a lot of loyalty in that friendship with the sun shining on that. It's definitely a positive friendship. So whoever that friend is coming on in, yeah, that's you know, I feel like that's actually a really great energy. Um, they feel super supportive and loving as well. So that's super positive. So, you know, maybe it's time to you know, have some friend gratitude day for you guys. Gemini, sorry, calling you Gemini there for a second. But for your advice, we do have the Tower and the Whip there. So once again, that's actually pretty clear when it comes to advice. The Tower can sometimes talk about, you know, like solitude and building solid foundations, whereas the Whip does talk about possible tension and troubles. I feel like as advice, that's actually just telling you that if any troubles do arise, to just back off. That's kind of go within and you know, take some time to process before you actually, you know, react. So it's sort of, I feel like that's just talking about, yeah, not sort of jumping to conclusions or things like that. It's really talking about just taking time to process any tension that comes up within this friendship. You know, and remembering that, yeah, they that loyalty is strong. So if there is any tensions coming on in or any trouble, you know, even if it's something like they're having trouble elsewhere in life, it really is sort of talking about just taking a little bit of you know, having that solitude and fort, fortification behind you, you know, when we're dealing with any tension there as well. So yeah, I feel like that's sort of just sort of saying to step back a little bit if there is any tension coming on in. Just take a step back. You know, that's totally fine. If a true friend always understands that sometimes we do need to sort of just take a step back sometimes so that we can process things. Yeah, but I'll grab an oracle card for you guys as well. So, what would you like to add for Gemini, please? Okay, we have the Flower Power card there. So the Flower Power card does talk about spending time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. So you know, that might be something that's really beneficial to you. Just if you do need to step back as well, you know, taking time to stop and smell the roses. I really feel that that's talking about for you, having a little bit of gratitude, you know, and just taking the time to enjoy that friendship. And, you know, whether that be, it, you know, it might even be you guys going somewhere together, like a nice garden or something, and appreciating that sort of together. Have, you know, have a picnic. If you've got some sunshine, why not? It's been weird weather here lately. So, you know, if you can get those nice days, that's always something really lovely to do, especially if it's a close friend on the same sort of wavelength as you. They would probably really appreciate just some quiet time, just enjoying the scenery, you know. And with the ship there as well, you know, maybe you guys are thinking about traveling somewhere to do something that is related to flowers somehow, you know. But let me know in the comments, guys, if that resonates for you. If you have anything in particular flower related in your life at the moment. But I'm moving on to Cancer. So Cancer, how are we? Just doing some quick general messages tonight. Seeing how everyone's traveling. Whoa. I've got the Lenormand of Japan deck here with me. I do also have the Oracle deck as well tonight. Okay, so Cancer, some general messages for Cancer, please. Okay, so those two came out together. Okay, so we have the female and the mouse have popped out together there, as well as the stork card there. Okay, so I'm feeling with that one, Cancer, that I don't feel that this female energy is you. I feel like this is a female around you. So so and with the mouse card there, that actually can talk about like a sense of loss or things chewing away at you. So there may be a little bit of an issue at the moment with a female in your life, and it's sort of eating away at you a little bit. This issue with this female, um, I really feel like the stalkers come out with those as well. It's sort of telling us that we are feeling this sense of loss or something eating away at us, coming from this female energy. That, but it feels like they've sort of stirred the pot a little bit. The stalk really does talk about stirring up new things, so I feel like it's something that they've stirred up within you. So there's a female energy around you that sort of stirred something up within you, and it's eating away at the back of your mind. So whatever that means for you guys, I feel like you'll probably know what I'm talking about. It'll be different, slightly different for every Cancer. This is a collective, but yeah, it's really stirring up something for you at the moment. And the stalk does talk a lot about new beginnings, though. So whatever this has gotten into your head there, that's eating away at you a little bit about that. This, I don't know whether they've actually stirred this up themselves, or whether something that they've said has stirred something within you, something like that. But it's bringing in new ways of thinking and new ways of something new is attached to that as well. So I'll get some clarity for you on that one, and some advice as well. So clarity for Cancer, please. What's being stirred up for Cancer, please? And advice for Cancer, please. Oh, okay. So the clarity there is the house. Okay, so this particular, that's why you probably saw me just look at it a bit funny there for a second. I was just trying to get the vibe, but that's sort of talking about family. So I really feel that this woman is probably a family member that stirred something up. In that, I feel like it's probably a family member. So the woman sometimes can be like a mother figure, but I feel like it could be like a sister or an aunt, or someone within the family that is a feminine energy. So it might not necessarily even be a female, but it's that more feminine energy coming on through, and it is feeling like a family connection with the house there. The house can sometimes talk about, it generally is a card of security and stability as well. So it might just have stirred up your sense of stability within the family, But I am feeling a really strong pull to the family aspect of home today. So I really feel that would be somebody within your family. So you guys are going to know what that's about. But for the advice there, we have gotten the cross and the stars. Okay, so that's pretty clear advice, because the cross a lot of the time does speak about spirituality, your beliefs, trusting in God, that type of a thing. And then the stars really does talk about wish fulfillment. Okay, so they both have that strong connection to trusting the universe and trusting in God, or whoever you believe in. So I feel like that is the sole advice for you at this point in time, is to trust that things are going to work out exactly how you wish for them to work out. So just stay positive and just trust that things will happen the way that they're supposed to in the time that they're supposed to. So whatever's been stirred up there, you know, it's it's on the right path, and you just need to trust that as well. So I will grab you an oracle as well. So what would you like to add to that? This is the magical messages from the fairies oracle for Gemini, please. Oh, sorry, Cancer. Sorry. I'm like looking at my list there, and I'm Cancer, please, Cancer. Okay, so admit your true feelings to yourself is what that card is. And that says, be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. Okay, so tying straight back into the wishes card, you know what your deep down wishes are with this situation. So maybe you're kind of denying to yourself what you do really, really wish for as an outcome or whatever for this situation, but admit it to yourself and it'll be in on its way. Admit it to yourself and trust that it's definitely coming in, because it definitely is with that star card. So a pretty clear message for you guys tonight. Like I said, this is just a collective, and you guys will probably know better than I do about what that's actually about. But yeah, I definitely am getting a really strong family vibe off that one. So let me know in the comments if that resonates for you guys. And make sure you, leave a comment, and you'll be in the run for a free personal reading when that's drawn. Okay, so moving on to Leo. How are you, Leo? Sorry, just making sure I can timestamp for everybody. Okay, so just doing some quick general messages tonight. A quick general message for Leo, please. Okay, so Leo, we have the House and the Anchor card. So at the moment, there's definitely something to do with your stability and security going on with those cards there. They both have a pretty rock solid type security element to them. So it does talk about, your sense of stability, and if you're feeling weighed down by certain things. So quite a lot of the time it could be talking about, responsibilities weighing you down, and how can you feel more stable and secure in these responsibilities, and that you're doing the right things. I will grab some clarifiers for you on that one, but the house definitely does talk about security and stability, and the anchor really does talk about, as you can see, it's like solidly stuck down there. The ships drop the anchor to keep themselves stable in the water. So might feel like not wanting to drift away at the moment, and wanting to stay where we are at the moment, but not wanting to be stuck in the sand as well. So I feel like your security and stability is a little bit in question at the moment, and maybe feeling like we are just a little bit too much in that staying in one place kind of energy at the moment. So we'll just get some clarity for you on that. Okay, so that's with relationships. So whether that's the ring card there. There we go. So that's with relationships and cycles. It is a strong relationship card, being the ring. So it could be, love relationships, platonic relationships, work relationships. It's probably going to be a little bit different for every Leo that's watching tonight, because this is a collective, but it also does talk about cycles as well. So not wanting to get stuck in that cycle, You know, so I really feel like that's probably the main one for everybody is not wanting to get stuck in cycles at the moment and wanting to sort of pull up that anchor and, you know, move back on out to sea and, you know, let yourself float around a little bit. But I'll grab some direct advice for you with that situation. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. But yeah, so like I said, it could also be about relationships, but I am really feeling it's probably more about cycles in your life and recognizing those cycles, and recognizing what is actually secure versus what is stuck in those cycles. And, you know, if it's stuck energy, changing that, and if it's security for yourself, obviously that's something that we all, you know, need. So it makes us feel safe. So, you know, you can keep those things, but change the cycle just enough that we're cutting out anything that is sort of keeping us held down. Yeah. But the actual advice, I'm just sort of like, I'm very talkative tonight. I don't know what's going on. This is just me, I suppose. But hi, I am a Leo rising, so if that helps explain it. So advice, please. Okay, so we have the book and the moon there as well. Okay, so the book really does talk about, you know, starting new chapters. You know, you are the writer of your own story. You know, the book of you is up to you, because with the moon, it's actually really talking about your following your intuition at this current time. So you know, if you are feeling a little bit stuck, maybe you know, stopping and remembering that, you know, your book hasn't been written yet, but you know, if you trust in your intuition, you know, the moon does have a really strong sense of luck with it as well. So you know, if you follow your intuition, it's, you know, it'll all sort of work out the way you need it to. Um, I really do feel that that's sometimes the moon can be like talking about emotional sensitivities and things like that, but I feel like it's just talking about, you know, bringing you that, making you more aware of your own intuition. So stopping and thinking about the book of yourself. You know, if you if there was a novel about you, if you had an autobiography, how would you want that to read? And what would you want the next chapter to be all about? And follow your intuition, and that will really guide you to help you write that next chapter. So, yeah, obviously, like I said, to do with those cycles and not sort of getting stuck. You know, you can't. No one wants to read a book where it's the exact same um, story every page. You know, so bringing in some new elements into your life maybe might be useful for you at this time as well. But I'll grab you an oracle as well. This is the magical messages from the fairies deck, the Doreen Virtue deck. A lovely deck. Okay, so what would you like to add for Leo, please? Okay, so you've pulled the Sun card there. So this particular card, I personally read this two ways. You know, it can be an actual sun for some, for, you know, if somebody does have a sun, you know, but if you know, I myself have a son, so a lot of the representation I feel with that particular card is more the actual like sun in the sky, especially for you guys, Leo, because the sun is the Leo card in the lenormand. So I feel that we're actually looking at the second representation of this card, which is the, you know, the physical sun, the big ball of light in the sky. Um, so I really feel that that's going to be talking about, you know, things coming to light for you, you know, those new chapters being revealed to you, and remembering that, you know, you have all this warmth and you know, great vibes with the sun. That warmth and happiness all come through with the sun energy. So I feel like that's pretty much what's saying for you today, Leo. But it does say on the card, your sun is watched over and protected as he explores the world. But like I said, I feel like that sun energy is actually you, Leo. So you guys are protected and watched over as you explore the world. So, you know, go exploring, write those new chapters, and know that you are loved and protected as well. So thank you, Leo. Make sure you leave a comment, and you'll go in the draw for a free personal when I do draw that there. But moving on to Virgo. How are we, Virgo? Just making sure I've got the timestamps there for everybody. Okay, and we're just doing some quick general messages tonight. Just really sort of wanting to see what's coming through for everyone. It's been a bit all over the place tonight. We've been talking about, you know, love, family, everything. So we'll see what comes out for you tonight, Virgo. General message for Virgo, please. Let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you would like me to read about, like whether you would like to hear more about career, family, love life, those sorts of things. Just let me know, and I'm sure we can have something come up soon for everybody. But your energy tonight, we have the anchor and the book. Okay, so that's really feeling like we're feeling a little bit like, I actually feel like that might be work related for a lot of Virgos at the moment. The book sometimes can talk about, you know, like work documents and those sorts of things. So I'm actually feeling like yeah, that we're feeling just a bit weighed down, you know, by the heavy book energy at the moment, which is a little bit unusual for the book. A lot of the time, the book energy talks about you know, the unknown chapters, the new chapters in our life. But I am really getting a strong sort of work type vibe off that book tonight. So it could be something where we're feeling weighed down by like paperwork and those sorts of things. If that resonates for you, Virgo, that's for you. But there, like I said, there is that element of new chapters and opening the story, seeing where the story goes. That's sort of a vibe as well. But it's sort of you know, weighing you down a little bit at the moment. The anchor is you know, you drop your anchor so you stay in one spot and you don't float away. You know, whereas the book energy really does push us to float away and explore these new chapters. So I'm just feeling we're just feeling a little bit overwhelmed and overworked maybe at the moment for you guys, Virgo. You know, and there may be some important. I'm really feeling the paperwork side of that at the moment. There's some important paperwork that's going to make you feel like weighed down or something. So I'll just get some clarity on that for Virgo, please. Could be anything. Like it could just be, like I said, it's just general messages. So it could just be the smallest thing that's, you know, in the back of your mind weighing you down a little bit at the moment. But obviously that's what it wants to talk about tonight. Yeah, so yeah, it's talking about definitely talking about decisions and opportunities, trying to decide. So I feel like, yeah, this whatever this document work type energy is it feels like you know, with the road there as well as the clover. In this particular deck, the clover can actually talk about opportunities as well. So you know, you might be getting some paperwork with something to do with a new opportunity, like a you know, signing a lease agreement to a new car or a new house or anything like that. You know, and making a decision like so. So I can't. Yeah, it's not often that strong with one particular message. But that's all I'm getting off that book card tonight, is that it's got to do with some sort of paperwork, some upcoming decision that you're going to need to make, you know, that's going to bring in this new opportunity for you. So, you know, so if you you might be signing over, um, signing paperwork in the next couple of days for you guys, Virgos. Some sort of paperwork headed your way. So don't let it weigh you down. You know, just make the decision. With the clover, there also is that element of, you know, taking a risk in investments as well. So this could be paperwork to do with like investment type things, you know, but the clover is a very good luck card. It does talk about, you know, when you are making the decision, don't be afraid of a little bit of risk if that's involved. Don't be afraid of the risks because, you know, you've got that four-leaf clover right in your hand, ready to give you all the luck you need to get through this decision. So, pretty straightforward there. Like I said, it's a bit. There you go. that's what it wants to tell us today. But I'll get some direct advice for you, and then we'll pull an oracle for you as well. Yeah, so your advice, we've pulled the Rider and the Yes card. So, you know, if there's something that you're unsure whether you want to go ahead with this, it's telling you yes, go for it. Like that's the go for it card, especially with the Rider, because the Rider is like good news incoming, and it moves really quickly. So it's talking about making these decisions quickly and you'll get the best opportunities. The Clover is quite a quick card as well. So whatever, you know, you get past this energy of the anchor pretty quickly. You know, we've got quite a lot of quick type cards coming through. So yeah, and it's all going to result in good news. And it's sort of saying, you know, yes, go for it. It's pretty straightforward for you guys tonight, Virgo. I will grab a oracle for you there as well. We've got the love life card. So this, it does say the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So whatever this document is, it might be directly related to your love life, or it might actually result in some changes in your love life, even if it's not actually to do directly with your love life. So whatever this is, it's like, you know, because in that example of where you might be, you know, signing the paperwork to buy a new home or something like that. Wherever you move to, you might meet somebody after you move, or you know, because you chose that particular house or whatever, you know. So it could end up becoming quite important to your love life as well. Let me know how that goes. I always like to hear all the goss on how these things all play out for everybody, because like I said, it's a little bit different for everybody. You know, it with the collective readings, it's so unique how you know, the one message can actually mean so many different things to different people, and how it plays out, but it plays out so perfectly to what we've been sort of talked about or whatever. Yeah, but I'll just fix my camera a bit there. It's just moved a little bit on me. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll move over to Libra. Sorry, Libra, I'm just trying to make sure I've got the timestamps there for everybody. Okay, Libra, we're just looking at some general messages today. I've got the Lenormand of Japan deck with me. Now, this is a pretty newly released deck, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's only come out just sometime in the last year. We're seeing so many different Lenormand decks coming out now. It's gorgeous. Like when I first started reading Lenormand, like 20 years ago, there was like 2 or 3 decks, and that was it. So I actually still have my first deck here with me. It's Titania's Fortune cards. That one was called, but over 20 odd years old now. So, and that is my personal deck. So I don't really like to use that for readings. That one's sort of so attuned to my energy that it just doesn't really work for everyone else unless I'm using it for clarification. That's why I really love some of these energies coming through in the new decks too, because they sort of have so many different messages attached as well, and every deck has its own personality, so it's really lovely to see. And this particular deck is actually I'm discovering it's really good for these little quick messages and working out different areas. Some decks do like to stick to just love and or just this and just that, whereas this deck, it's pretty adaptable, so it's really handy to have. Okay, so Libra, general messages for Libra, please. Oh, okay, that second one doesn't want to come on. General message for Libra, please. Okay, so I just had a similar spread for Leo or Cancer, one of those two. So if you have one of those placements, make sure you check those, because it might be you guys as well. So we have the house and the female energy coming on through, and yeah, as I said in that, I honestly can't remember if it was Cancer or Leo. I'm sorry, but yes, it was one of those, and it was definitely talking about a female, well, a feminine based family member. So something going on. Everyone, so I suppose it's, Easter period. Everyone's been spending time with their families lately, so maybe that's why I'm getting repeated messages coming through that are, like I said, it's just general messages. So a lot of these you might resonate with multiple placements as well. But I'll get some clarity for that, because, yeah, all I can really get from that is that it's something to do with a family member. Their house does talk about stability and security, whereas the feminine there, I don't want to sort of genderize, so it could be a male or a female, but we're just talking about a more feminine, softer type energy with that. It is coming through quite soft and more on the shy side of things. So, but I'm really feeling that it's a close family or friend member, like someone within your close group. It may also be you, if you are if you identify with the feminine energies, maybe talking about you and your family in general. But we'll just get some clarity for you there. Yeah, this is so similar to that other reading, because they also had this mouse card attached to that feminine energy. We're also seeing the rider for you there as well. So the mouse energy is going to be talking about, things chewing away in the back of your mind, something eating away at you, um, and yeah, so a similar energy, like I said, to that other reading. So definitely, if you have Leo or Cancer, like I said, I can't quite remember which one it was. Check that placement as well. But the writer coming on through with some sort of news that's sort of, I feel like it's news from or about this feminine energy. That is a family. It's a family based thing going on at the moment. So there's a bit of stress involved with it, and potentially a little bit of loss. But it's more about that something that's nibbling away at you, or nibbling away at this person. So I feel like maybe it's even somebody coming to you, telling you about something that's been eating away at them. Because especially with the rider, I do feel like they're coming towards you, because the rider does talk about sort of news on the way, and it's a pretty quick card too. So I would expect to sort of know what this is all about within the next few days. It may have already happened or be happening now. But yeah, it's just something that's been eating away at somebody there. We'll get some advice for you when it comes to this. Because, yeah, now that I'm feeling that energy a little bit more, it feels like it's from another direction to what it was in that other reading. So I honestly feel like I'm reading for a group of sisters or something, with that feminine energy, you know, something going on with one of the sisters, and, you know, that sort of a thing where, you know, when your sister has got something going on with her life and they come to you for advice, or they want to tell you about something that's been nagging them a little bit or something like that. That's kind of what it feels like. So, not saying that it's necessarily a sister. That feminine energy, you know, a lot of the time it could be a mother energy, but we all know what families are like, you know, and once one person's got something going on, everyone ends up knowing about it anyway, right? Or is that just my family being a bit gossipy? But, yeah, we'll get some advice for you when it comes to that, please. Okay, so we have the birds card and the autumn card. Yeah, so I even just said it 2 seconds ago. The gossip factor, a lot of chatter, a bit of gossip going on at the moment. You know, exchanges. So there's something's going on. I feel in that family dynamic at the moment, and it is saying the autumn card, which I understand that a lot of you guys, it's probably spring for you, but here in Australia, it is autumn. So this is current energy. It's definitely current energy, and I'd be sort of seeing this resolved within the next, you know, month or two. It's definitely something happening sort of now or in the very near future. But whatever it is, it's going to be resolved pretty quickly by the feel of that. You know, I feel like by the end of autumn, or if you're elsewhere in the world, the end of your spring, that's going to all sort of be resolved, and there's not going to be this chatter energy going on anymore about that particular thing. Yeah, so like I said, it does feel a bit like a little bit of that petty, gossipy family energy going on there. So whatever that means for you guys, you know, I'll get you an oracle on that one as well. So yeah, if you have sisters that are interested in these sorts of readings, or mother figures or other family members that are interested, maybe tell them to check their sign, and we might see all the different you know, sides of the story coming on out. Okay. Advice for Libra, please. Oh, not necessarily advice. What would you like to add to the situation for Libra, please? Connect with nature. Okay, so connecting with nature might be important for you, as especially too since we are seeing that autumn card. You know, that being one of the seasons, that is going to be sort of something that is quite important at the moment. It does say you're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. So yeah, I feel like that could even just be talking about, you know, getting out and about with these people that want to chat to you about these things. You know, getting outside in a bit of nature, you know, helping people resolve any tensions that are going on, all that sort of a stuff. You know, it'll sort of talk itself out, I feel, with this energy as well. But connecting with nature at the moment being important for you there as well. So whatever that means to you, I personally like to meditate in nature quite a lot. So that might be something for you guys at the moment as well. But you know, getting out and about basically, and you know, in more environmental areas, you know, rather than indoors all the time. To, you know, as we saw right back at the start there, that house energy. So don't keep yourself cooped up in the house. Get outside and enjoy the weather a little bit there, and that will serve you well at this current time. Okay, so moving on to Scorpio. How are we today, Scorpio? Just wanting to make sure I shuffle these cards well for you there. So I have had a few crossed messages coming through. So I just want to make sure I'm doing a really good shuffle for everybody. So Scorpio, just some general messages for Scorpio, please. Scorpio, general messages for Scorpio, please. Okay, something big this way comes, Scorpio. We have the coffin and the scythe energy coming through for you. So the coffin card there, a lot of the time that does talk about, you know, things needing to end for new beginnings to come around. You know, that cycle of death and rebirth. Things being finished and ending in order for them to sort of be reborn again. And that's sort of doubled up by the scythe energy there, because the scythe does talk about, you know, big changes and you know, a sudden break or a sudden change at the moment. So there's definitely something going on at the moment, Scorpio, for you guys, that, you know, we are needing a big break. We are needing a big change. We're obviously needing to end something at the moment. So I'll get some clarity for you for what does Scorpio need to end at the moment. And some advice for Scorpio, please. Okay, so when it comes to the change that we need to make, or the ending that we need to make, okay, we have the ship and the spring card there. Okay, so once again, that's relatively clear sort of message there, because the ship is going to be talking about distance, some sort of distance or travel. Okay, so we're needing to like end the distance between ourselves and something. It may be physical distance between yourself and someone. As you can see, the spring card does have a person in that card, so it could be talking about an actual person. It doesn't have to be a female, but so it could be talking about closing the distance. You know, ending the distance between you and somebody. So if you're feeling distant from somebody at the moment, we're needing to sort of make a big change and head back towards them. Is what I sort of feel for you guys at the moment, Scorpio. With the ship as well, it can talk about that adventure and travel, like I said. So, you know, and taking voyages. So I feel like that could also sort of talk about, you know, if you have been traveling quite a lot, maybe now's the time to go home, spend some time at home, because I am seeing the Tower as one of the advice cards there, and the Tower can talk about, you know, taking some solitude, you know, that fortress type energy, you know, a little bit there, you know, and the foundations. But really with this deck, it does sort of talk a lot about solitude, you know, like think about like Rapunzel up in her tower. You're kind of having to go a little bit hermit mode at the moment, I feel. Maybe you've been sort of spreading yourself too thin. You know, I don't feel like it's physical travel. I feel like it's more like emotional distance from somebody or something. Could even be yourself. But we're seeing that that's going to get, you know, the clarification being spring there. I know that in different parts of the world it's different seasons. So for me, I read the seasons as they are for me. So for me, it's actually autumn right now. So we're looking at about maybe 6 months. You know, wanting to sort of close that distance within the next 6 months, sometime making that change sometime in the next 6 months. Okay, but if we do take the time to ourselves and you know, make sure we're um, spending that time by ourselves when we need to, what we're seeing with the advice too is the star card there. So the star really does talk about wish fulfillment, all your wishes coming true, as well as wishing upon a star. So, you know, putting your desires out there into the universe and then trusting that they're going to, you know, shoot down toward you. So it does talk a bit about manifestation, taking that time to yourself to really work out what it is that you really wish for, you know, so, and then making the changes necessary with the strong element of things needing to end to begin new cycles there. We are really sort of wanting to look at our secret wishes and desires and head towards those, make the changes necessary. Sort of giving you a bit of time to make those changes. So you've got, I reckon, a good 6 months to be able to make those changes and to you know, journey to where you need to. So this can also, like I said, I don't feel like it's physical travel. I feel like it's more like that journey within yourself, that journey within your soul, needing to be taken. And how we're going to get there is by spending some more time, some time to ourselves to really sit there and work out what it is that we desire. And that's going to really serve you guys well at the moment. But I'll grab you a oracle card there. I've got the magical messages from the fairies oracle. What would you like to add for Scorpio, please? These big decks can be so hard to shuffle. Scorpio, please. Oh, wow, that's actually way too many. Oh, I do have two. Here we go. So look at this. We're seeing another travel related card. So that's the holiday card there. So the answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. So once again, I feel like that's sort of the ship and the tower, taking that journey within yourself, taking that time within yourself, you know, have that rest period to yourself, and then you will find the answers for what you're looking for there. And then the second card we have found is admit your true feelings to yourself. So that's saying be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. So it's talking about, yeah, once again, the advice has come out the exact same, just in two different decks, in two different wordings. Okay, so we've got the taking time to yourself, taking a retreat, you know, retreating up into your tower, working out what it is that you truly desire, what you truly wish for. Admit your true feelings to yourself about what it is that you wish for. So, and there you go. I love it when you see that happening with the repeated messages in different decks, sort of saying the exact same thing. It just sort of confirms that that's exactly the advice needed for you guys at the moment, Scorpio. So let me know in the comments how that resonates for you. And if you do leave a comment, you will be in the run for a free personal when I do draw that as well. Okay, so moving on to Sag there. How are we, Sagittarius? Just doing some quick general messages for everybody today. Sagittarius, general message for Sagittarius, please. I was just trying to do a really quick video and I was aiming for doing everyone within an hour, but I'm kind of going a fair bit over that already, aren't I? I am in a very chatty mood though, so we're all good. Okay, so Sagittarius, we're seeing the dog and the scythe there. So the dog is about friendships and loyalties, and the scythe is about sudden changes or sudden breaks. Okay, so you know, I hate to come in with negative messages sometimes, but that actually does feel like there might be a sudden change within friendship, or someone that you thought was loyal to you. You might be suddenly realizing that they may not be as loyal as you thought. I will grab some clarity on that. Like I said, I really don't like to be coming in with the negative messages, but I do have to also you know, let you know what I see with the cards that do come through for us. So yeah, the dog card does, yeah, like I said, talk about strong friendships and loyalties there. But I will get some advice for you as well. But yeah, it may not be, you know, like a total negative thing, because it just can be changes within that connection, you know. It may not be anything drastic. It might just be a quick, sudden little change. Um, and it could end up being for the better. You never know. But with the clarity there, I am seeing the snake and the rider. Okay, so once again, I'm getting a bit of a clear message there. Um, it is sort of telling me straight away that today that this snake is actually telling us about a little bit of deception that might be coming on through. Okay, so somebody, you know, that might be what that sudden change is regarding, because you will be getting some sudden sort of news about some deceptive behavior. The writer does talk about generally it's good news on the way in, and it happens really sort of quick, and with the scythe, that's a really super quick card as well. So whatever's happening, it's going to happen pretty quickly. So you know, forewarned is for you know, better armed, for better prepared for that, I suppose. But I really feel that it's in regard to some sort of deception within a friendship group, or a friend in particular, some sort of loyalty coming into question there, somebody that you thought was loyal to you, and there is a bit of deception there when it comes to that. Yeah, and so you will be definitely hearing about that one way or another, and that will be sort of bringing in some sudden little news. By the feel of that, you will get news about something happening that was a bit, maybe not, you know, totally deceptive, but I am feeling that, you know, that slippery kind of vibe off the snake tonight. And as you can see in this deck, that snake is sort of wrapped around him, and sort of, you know, it's just giving me a little bit of that slippery, sort of a bit slimy type vibe at the moment. Like it's going to, like, I do feel like it is going to be something regarding some sort of deception headed your way. But your advice is actually the flowers and the winter card. Okay, so we're seeing, you know, the flowers really does talk about surprises, but also that's a totally positive card. You know, so it is a very giving card as well. So whatever this is, it's more about the way that you need to deal with this. Your advice on how to deal with this is to really just sit in your own, you know, happiness energy, and think about that as positive as you can. Sometimes we find out things that can be a bit daunting or whatever, and they can make sudden changes, but it is sort of telling you that to look for the hidden rewards within this. So whatever happens, there is going to be some sort of hidden reward hidden in there for you. Like, yeah. So, but with the winter card, you know, here in Australia, it is autumn at the moment. So winter is only not very far away. So this is something that's sort of I feel like you're going to hear about this pretty quickly, and then whatever it is, you're going to be in this giving, happy kind of energy by winter starting. So if you're like in the United States or whatever, we'd be looking at your summer. Okay, so summer's going to bring in the sunshine and happiness and the flowers for you, right? So by the time summertime rolls around for anyone in the States or elsewhere in the world, I'm in Australia, so pretty much opposite to the other half of the world over there. But I do read these as my season rather than yours. But yeah, so when the flowers come out for anyone in the States, it's going to be flowers, going to be roses everywhere for you guys. It's all going to work out, fine, and you are going to have that really positive, upbeat energy there as well. It's going to work out fine, and there is going to be that hidden gift in that whole thing as well. So like I said, it may not be anything huge. It might just be something really small that just makes you realize something about somebody within the friend group, or it might even be like a friend of a friend, or just somebody who you felt there was loyalty between you. So it may not even be like an actual friend. It might just be like a workplace friend or that sort of a thing as well. Okay, so what else would you like to tell Saggy? Okay, so we've got the holiday card there. So, and then once again with that, the winter for me, like I said, I feel like I'm probably talking to somebody in the US, because every time I look at that, even though it's like the cold snow type imagery, I really keep feeling the summer vibe. So, if you're in the US, this is probably for you. If it resonates, great. If not, maybe check your other placements or whatever. But it does say holidays, so we all know summertime usually is when everyone goes on holidays. It is Easter at the moment as well, so a lot of people have been on holiday recently or still yet to go on holiday. But it does say the answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. So, even when you get this news come in, the person giving you this news might be coming in from a holiday or a getaway, and they've heard this, they're bringing this news from their holiday or their getaway as well. So, it could relate a few different ways there as well. Like I've said a few times, this is a collective read too. So, keeping in mind that it is going to resonate slightly different for different people as well. But that's the message for you guys today, Sag. Now, make sure you leave a comment and let me know if that resonated for you guys. If you do leave a comment, you will be in the draw for a free personal reading as well when that is drawn. Make sure you subscribe so you can be updated. But we'll move over to Capricorn there. Now, don't mind me, Capricorn. I'm just going to have a coffee. This is just general messages for you guys at the moment. How are all the Capricorns going today? Okay, Capricorn. General message for Capricorn, please. Okay, Capricorn, I have the bear and the tree. Okay, so I'm feeling like this is you guys at the moment, Capricorn. You guys are in this bear energy, working on your tree energy. So the bear is really about, it can be a little bit defensive, but it really is kind of like strong and powerful as well. That mama bear energy, like protective of yourself. I feel like we're talking about just within yourself at the moment. So we're in this sort of defensive, protective mood at the moment, but also really strong, standing in your own power as well. Bears will do whatever it takes to look after their cubs. So it is quite a strong, powerful card as well there. And the tree actually does talk quite a lot about self-growth and, knowledge and those sorts of things as well. So once again, standing in your own power at this time. So I feel like we're just sort of focusing inwards on making sure we are looking after ourselves at the moment, Capricorn. Which is obviously where you sort of, if that's the general message, that's probably where you need to be at this current time, standing in that power and sort of letting yourself sway in the breeze rather than letting the wind break your branches, so to speak. So the tree really does talk about self-knowledge and self-care quite a lot as well. So you know that protecting yourself at the moment, I feel. I will get some clarity for you. Clarity for Capricorn, bear and tree, please. Okay, so we have the anchor and the cross there. So just a side note, they both have that beach imagery. So, if you are a person that lives near a beach, that might be really beneficial for you at the moment. But the anchor there, anchor does talk about things that hold us down. Okay, so when we drop our anchor, it's so we don't sail away off into the wide yonder. So that's what we're sort of doing at the moment with that bear and tree energy. Is we're really sort of finding our own sense of stability and security and staying put for a little bit and trusting in the universe. Um, you know, the cross definitely is, it does talk quite a lot about spirituality and religion, and I feel that in this particular case it does sort of talk quite a lot about trusting in that higher power. So trusting in God, trusting in the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. So just at the moment we're staying put in this protective self care kind of energy, and just trusting that things are going to work out for us. And I think that's going to serve us the best at the moment, Capricorn. I am a Capricorn myself, so and I have gotten that in a few messages I've done for myself lately. So I hope my energy is not tarnishing that on you guys. I do clear my own energy out of readings, so I hope that that's not me, but it does look like that's what's coming through for the collective at the moment, is really just sort of standing in your own power and trusting that things will happen when they're supposed to happen. Advice for Capricorn, please. Okay, so we've got the scythe and the infant card, the child card there. So the scythe does talk about sudden choices, sudden decisions, sudden changes, and the infant there does talk about having that sense of like innocence and wonder at the world. So I feel like that's probably what we're looking at with that tree as well, trying to find our innocence and joy at looking out at the world at the moment as well. But it does sort of talk about, you know, I feel like even though I asked for advice, I feel like it's kind of talking about just letting you know that there is going to be some sudden changes coming through that are going to sort of put things into a brand new stage of like things in their infancy. So that's what I'm really vibing off this actually, is that there's going to be some sort of sudden change coming up soon, and then we will be seeing the first stages of something new in your life there at the moment. I will grab an oracle for you as well, and I will just actually, before I do that, I will just ask more specifically about that infant card. What is going to be in its infancy once we see this sudden change, please? Okay, it's just wanting to repeat messages there. So I've got the coffin card, which does talk about things needing to end to start new beginnings. Okay, so it's just telling me the same thing. So with the scythe, that really they both talk quite a lot about things needing to end or change suddenly in order to bring around these new beginnings. So it literally has told me the exact same thing. So there you go. Even though I ask for further clarity, sometimes they just want to repeat. So that's what our message is today. Whatever that change, maybe it's because, you know, I'm doing for a collective here. So, you know, that change is going to be different for everyone. That new beginning is going to be different for everyone. So I suppose time will tell. It does, with the scythe, it does have a pretty quick vibe to it as well. So I dare say that's something that we will see for ourselves very soon. Okay, Oracle for Capricorn, please. Okay, everything's okay. That's the everything's okay card. And it says, don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. There you go. So it didn't want to give us extra clarity. It just wants us to go back to this cross message where it's just telling us, just trust, just let it go and trust. Everything's going to be fine. You know, that there's not much more I can say about that, Capricorn. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. There you go. So whatever that is for each and every one of us, it's going to be, like I said, it's probably going to be a bit different for everybody. You know, so time will tell. Let me know in the comments, and you know, we'll see how many different things we can get out of that one message. How many Capricorns out there have all these new things coming that is, you know, the infant stages of things coming along for you there. I will mention also, Capricorn, that, you know, sometimes children just means children. Infancy just means infancy. So there might be some Capricorns out there that are expecting or soon to be expecting a child as well. Okay, so Aquarius. How are we, Aquarius? Got the Lenormand of Japan deck there today. Just doing some general messages. Make sure you leave a comment so that you can be in the draw for that free personal reading. And obviously subscribe to the channel so you can be made aware when that comes about. But general message for Aquarius today, please. Okay, and just some clarity for that, please. Okay, so I'm getting a bit of a odd message for you there, Aquarius. Okay, because the first card that has come out is the Garden card, which does talk about social events, public sort of outings, and you know, meetings quite a lot too. But then I've actually drawn the no card, the snake card, and then for clarity, the clouds card. Okay, so that is actually sort of telling me that there's something going on in your mind at the moment. You're thinking about, I feel like it may be a particular person, and you're wanting to meet up with them, or we're wanting to, you're tempted to have some physical contact with somebody. Okay, so whether that's somebody we already know, somebody from the past, something like that. But Spirit is definitely telling us no. Like you can see on that card there, got the finger up and everything. No, no, no. So, and yeah, with that social card, it literally just talk a lot of the time. It can just talk about just like meeting up. So if that's been on your mind lately, Aquarius, meeting up with somebody in particular, or meeting up with somebody for sex, Spirit just wants you to know, no, it's not the right time. It's not the right, yeah. So sorry that's such a short message. And like I said, it is a bit of a specific weird message, but that's all I'm reading off those cards. But I will get some advice for you. Like, and that those cards can all mean like a lot of different things sometimes, but that's clearly that message today, that it's telling you not to meet up with somebody that you're tempted to meet up with. And the snake, like I said, the snake can be that physical connection thing, that sex card sometimes too. So whoever this is that you're thinking about meeting up with, it's telling you no. Okay, so some advice for Aquarius, please. Okay, so we're seeing the scythe and the moon. Okay, so this is sort of telling me, because the scythe does talk about suddenness and change, sudden changes and sudden breaks. Whereas the moon here, the moon does talk about, a lot of the time it does talk about emotions and sensitivity. So I'm really just feeling that that's your advice is to not. I'm feeling the impulsive factor coming from that, the sudden impulsive type vibe coming from that at the moment, and then it's telling you emotions. Okay, so I think this is what it's sort of saying, is that you're thinking about this from an emotionally sensitive point, and your impulses are telling, like your rash decision making is telling you to do this, but Spirit is clearly telling you no, not right now. So I'm not saying so I'm just sort of saying be wary of making rash decisions out of emotion, or out of like a if you're not coming from the right place with it, you know what I mean? It really is talking about rash decisions, and that there's a risk of you taking this rash decision to meet up with someone, and that's not. I'm definitely, that's sort of like I can hear no, don't do it in my head. So yeah, so I'm not clearly getting why it's a no. I will ask specifically why it's a no. Why is Aqua being told no about this situation, please? Oh, okay, we've got the stork there. So, okay, so if it's a physical thing, high risk of pregnancy, right? But also like flight risk. I'm getting that as well. So, and it's like you're confused, like you're confused by your emotions at the moment. That's just coming. Yeah. So if you stop and think about this clearly, you know that you don't want to stir this up, and that it is a rash decision, and the reason for the no being that whoever this person is, they're a flight risk. Okay, so I don't normally get that message with the stork card, but you can kind of see in this card it is a stork flying off. So they're going to leave the nest. So I'm feeling really strongly there that if pregnancy is something that is possible, um, they're just going to leave the nest. So if I'm talking to a female Aquarius who possibly could fall pregnant, um, yeah, I absolutely hate leaving sort of more negative reads, but I have to be honest with what I feel and see. Okay, and that's all I'm getting from that is that, yeah, this person is a flight risk. They'll just leave the nest, even if there's a pregnancy involved. They'll just shoot on off. Okay, so sorry that that's so specific, Aquarius. It may not be for everyone. Like I said, this is just a collective read. So if that's not your situation, that's not your situation. But yeah, there's definitely an Aquarius out there that really is thinking about making this rash decision. And Spirit just really wants me to reiterate, please don't do it. Okay, look after yourself before you make rash decisions based on confused emotions. Okay. But the Oracle, what would the Oracle like to tell Aquarius, please? Okay, you've got the power. Okay, and it says, use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. So, just a reminder for you there that you do have the power to stop yourself from making impulsive, emotional decisions. You have the power to overcome your own emotions. You have the power to make the right decisions for yourself. Okay, so you really do hold the power. You just need to remember your own power, stand in your own power, and not let emotions sway you to making decisions that may not be in your best interest there. So, like I said, Aquarius, I do apologize that that's come out, and I do apologize if I come across a little bit brash when I say these things, but I can't. I'm never going to hide what I see. I have to tell you what I see and feel, even if it's not necessarily the most uplifting message for you there. Okay, last but not least, like I said, last but not least, moving on to Pisces. How are we, Pisces? Just doing some general messages today. Just letting the cards take us where they will. We've been all over the place today, trust me. So if your reading doesn't resonate for you, Pisces, make sure you check your other placements, because we've definitely had a huge array of messages coming through today. Okay. Pisces, general message for Pisces, please. Okay, so we have the clouds and the lily there. Okay, so the clouds is about at the moment I feel like this is like difficulty in your thoughts, a bit of confusion within yourself, when it comes to the way you're thinking about things. And it's with the lily can talk about a few different things, but I really feel that it's actually talking about confusion at the moment about like your long-term goals. It does talk, there is that maturity factor to it. So we're a little bit confused at the moment about the way things are maturing, the way things that are now are going to be in the long term. So yeah, it's definitely having that long-term connection at the moment. So really sort of maybe overthinking a little bit too about where we're going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when we retire, those sorts of things. But the lily is also a really beautiful card of intimacy as well. So I feel that there's a strong element as well about, being intimate with yourself and the way that you are thinking. Okay, so really opening up to yourself about what it is that you do want long term in your life, what things you do want to be in your life long term, the things that are in your life now that you want to be in your life forever, holding on to those things, and if something in your life that you don't see a long term future with that thing or person or whatever, um, you know, having the intimacy within yourself to be honest about that to yourself. That look, my higher self tells me that I don't actually want this long term. What should I do about it? Why am I dealing with this situation when I know that this is not something that's going to serve me in the long term? Okay, I will grab you some clarity on that, Pisces. What clarity can we give Pisces for that, please? Okay, so whatever it is, it's got to do with cycle that's just beginning, or or like a relationship in your life that is just beginning. We've got the child card there, as well as the ring card. Oh, God, the lighting today. That is the ring card. We can't even see the cards today, can we? Sorry, that card just doesn't want to pick up. But yeah, so we've got the infant and the ring there. Okay, but I really don't feel like this is a physical actual child in this particular reading for you, Pisces. This is talking about something in its infancy stages, so the beginning stages of something. There's some relationship that's only just starting in our life, or like a cycle that is only just beginning in our life. And actually really, really needing to think a little bit more about whether that is something we want in our life long term. Do we really want to start this cycle? Or do we really want to start this connection, or not? You're kind of deep in thought and a bit confused at the moment about that, I feel, Pisces. So we'll get some advice for you there. Sorry, I'm home alone, and I honestly, I swear I just saw something just there. It's out of the corner of my eye. It is pretty late at night. I won't be uploading this until daytime, so it is about midnight here in Australia on the Saturday night. So I will upload this on Sunday, so whatever time I can get it uploaded for you guys. I'm sorry I can't just upload it straight away. But we'll get some advice for Pisces, please. Okay, so I'm really getting your advice being to focus on the new. Yeah, like I said, something's just beginning. But we're really focusing on the new aspect and the starting new chapters. So when it comes to this cycle that is in its infancy, or this relationship that's in its infancy, you know, when you are trying to come out of this, like, you know, and think about it and come out of this confusion, I feel like your advice is to really focus on the new aspects. So if this has got some sort of, like, if it's totally brand new to you, I feel that's a go for it. But if you feel like it's not actually new energy, if you feel like been there, done that sort of energy coming from whatever this is, maybe it's not the right thing long term at the moment. I feel like that's going to help you work out if this is something that you want in your life long term, is the sensation of new coming along with that. Because we've got the coffin and the book there, and now the book really is about new chapters, okay? And the coffin, it is sort of really a lot about death and rebirth, and that cycle of, you know, something needs to end for new things to begin. Okay, and so with the ring talking about cycles there, um, I'm really feeling that it's like, okay, stop and look at it, stop and think about it with the clouds there, stop and think about it. Is it a new cycle? Is it a new chapter? Or is it just going to bring us back to the ending all over again? You know, is it a brand new cycle, or is it something we need to end now before it starts, sort of thing? Because it is in its infancy, right? So really, really focusing. I feel like your advice is, if this is brand new cycle, go for it. If this is not a brand new cycle, maybe it's not for long term, and maybe it's something that we don't actually want long term. Okay, I feel like that's what it's sort of telling me for you today, Pisces. But I will grab an oracle for you as well. For Pisces, please. So yeah, that new cycle or relationship, that's going to be different for everyone, because this obviously is a collective reading. So, you know, for some people it may be an actual relationship. For other people it might just be, you know, some sort of cycle in any area of your life: work life, financial life, family life, you know, new car, new bicycle, you know, whatever that means for you guys. You know, it's just talking about looking at those cycles and really focusing on the new aspects coming on in at the moment, that are going to serve you better long term. You know, new is going to be better for you long term, generally there, Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, please. Okay, and we have the vegetarian card. So for some of you guys out there, that might be the new thing coming on in, is focusing on some, you know, healthy eating. And you know, because even with the vegetarian card, it doesn't necessarily mean vegetarian. It does just sort of talk a lot more about focusing on the healthy side of things, you know, the things that are healthy for us. So whether that be, you know, even in a relationship, the vegetarian version of a relationship is going to be better for you than the full fat version of the relationship, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, if you just eat full fat relationships the whole time, we're going to get, you know, our arteries clogged or whatever. But if you focus on some healthy eating within relationships, you should start to see some better health benefits, and those arteries won't clog up, and the machine will stay working long term. Okay, so sorry, that's the weirdest analogy, guys. I'm sorry. But it does say here, a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. So even if that is just a quick little message to let some of my Pisces know, you know, have those veggies instead this week, or you know, whatever it might be for you. You know, you're going to know. Like, a lot of people, I'm not telling anyone to go and change their whole diet around or anything like that, but you know, at the moment, maybe thinking about healthier ways of doing things. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, I really don't think that means food in this particular example, but you know, it's never going to hurt you to go eat some broccoli, right? I do love broccoli, so I'm biased, but whatever. But yeah, I really feel that that's like really focusing on bringing in some healthy aspects, not necessarily with food. Okay, really focusing on what's going to be healthiest for you in the long term. Okay, so there you go, Pisces. No, well, thank you for sticking around, guys. This video ended up being a lot longer than I was expecting. I was just intending to do like an hour video, and I'm like double that now. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. Anyway, let me know in the comments if that resonated for you or not. And, you know, check your other placements, whatever. And hopefully I'll see you guys all again soon. Don't forget to leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal. I will be drawing that when I hit 100 subscribers. But stay subscribed and keep updated. Thank you so much for all your time.